Hi, I'm Bob Alsop with ShopSabre CNC. Around here they call me Router Bob. In this video, we're going to combine parts that we create in KCD and VCarve Pro, and I think you're going to like this process. In an earlier video, we used KCD to create shaker doors, even to the point where we finished the doors, installed them, and took photos at the job site. But I've got an idea about being able to combine files from KCD and VCarve Pro. It would help us with some material yield. Let's go out and talk to CNC Sean and see if he thinks we can test this concept.
Hey Router Bob, what are we doing in this month's video?
Do you remember when we did the shaker door video and we actually painted the doors and installed them in a cabinet and went out and took pictures of the job? I want to build on that idea. The first thing I want to do is, you see this little bevel on the inside edge?
Yep.
I want to add that to the tool set. I think it's 15 degrees is what we need. But there's something else I want to do. A lot of times there are shapes that really are difficult to make in cabinet saw. Wainscoting is a good example because you always have weird shaped pieces.
Sure.
But wainscoting should also look like the shaker door. So I want to use the same tool set for the drawings I create in VCarve Pro and the ones we create in KCD. But I want to merge all that together, nest it for yield, and output the toolpaths with VCarve Pro. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. It's going to show both the guy that's got the cabinet software and the guy that's got VCarve that can do it both ways.
Have you got the tool set?
We still have the Vortex shaker door set, so I can get that ready.
Perfect. I'll go create some files.
Perfect.
This is a job that we did in KCD, and we actually carried it all the way through paint. It's actually MDF in its shaker door styles, and it had glass doors. So what I want to do is start with this for our project today, and let's take a look at first how we process this. So I went to Parts, I select the cut list, or the cut list method, and I'm looking for something that says ShopSabre. There it is. That creates the cut list. Then I come up here and I select what I want to output. Well, I just want the dining room, and I probably just want, don't need all these cabinets. Just want to pick a few, okay? And I hit calculate. And what it's doing is it's figuring out how to nest it and toolpath it. Okay, and there's a nest, and basically this is what you do, and it creates G-code, and so all I have to do is send the G-code file out to the machine, and we get this nest of doors. All right, so that's basically how KCD works. Now, let's look at something else, and let's actually say, let's close this, except let's view the parts. Now, what happens is you see this list of parts. These were the parts that I selected on that list, so I can output whatever I want on there. And they're DXFs, and there's a couple things I want to show you. And then we're going to go look at the tooling. But if you notice that you have these operations, so tool operations, perimeter cut, that's a layer name, all right? So if I select that line, it tells me that that's on a layer named flat panel cut. So think of the concept of layer names. So what we're really doing is we're separating information by layer names or data. Think of it as data. So that's how actually KCD knows what to do. So we're creating these what are called layered DXFs. All right. Now let's look at how that actually got determined in KCD. Now this is actually the KCD one-button machining setup. Let's review a couple little things here. First, here's the tools library. And these are the different tools that we have defined. For instance, there's a 3/8 compression bit. And when we hit edit, we see over here what size it was. That happens to be 1 1/4 inches. There's the diameter. So that's how a tool would be defined. And all the tools are defined that way. All right, so let's close that. Okay, now we have tool operations. What do you do with the tool? And actually, this is en-route terminology. An offset tool can be inside, outside. It could be open geometry. Okay, a fill is a pocket, and there are two kinds of fills. A hatch fill and an island fill, and that all determines on which direction the tool goes. you have an engrave. An engrave bit basically is a straight tool path, and then you have drilling. So let's look at this library. Okay, so here's our library, and let's say engrave operation, and let's pick one of these, bead cut, and let's open it up. All right, now this is where, and by the way, bead cut was arbitrarily selected as a name, so I named this operation something. It's an engraved tool path, so I'm following a line, and this is the tool I'm using. So that tool came from a tool library. And then this is the feeds, the passes, and all that. So that's how that information is defined. So KCD manages that by layer name, and then the other thing that's in the setup is you have to, the offsets, how far those tools are spaced apart, and that's handled in a different setup. But that's simply all that's required to manage the geometry coming out of KCD. You know, I just wanted to pause for a minute to talk about something to you. One of the things when you're new to CNC, you see what all the machine will do, and you say, oh, that's wonderful. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking, am I going to be able to do it? And we understand that, and we can only put so much in these videos technically because it makes them too long. But we created Saber Nation University just for this. As soon as you buy your ShopSabre CNC, you become admitted to Saber Nation University. That's where we put the detail files. So everything that I do on here will actually be explained in Saber Nation University. And if you follow what I do on that video, you'll get the same outcome I did. That's one of the benefits of buying a machine from ShopSabre. This is VCarve Pro. Now let's take a look at a file that was created by KCD, and you can see how it was named up here. That's how KCD named it. It's based on the job. And let's see what it came in with. Well, it came in with a bunch of geometry on different layers, and let's see what impact that had. Okay, so let's look at this. So there's the pieces of geometry. There's one, and it's on the layer called bevel cut. You can always tell down here. Okay, and there's one flat panel cut, and then there's a third layer, and I think the outside's on a layer. Yeah, it's called perimeter cut. So that information actually came in from KCD. Now, we don't have to have all that with VCarve Pro because VCarve Pro can do all the offsetting in the toolpath. So we really only need one piece of geometry for this and for the outside. Now, let's actually bring in a toolpath template I've already set up. So this has the toolpaths already set in it. And if you notice, it looks like several toolpaths, but it's not. It's basically, everything's done in one setup. So here's the depth of our pocket for the shaker. And then this is a V-bit, and then these are two different tools. There's a flat panel tool and a cleanup tool. So that puts it, and because of the tool size, that gets all the offsets correct. So I really just have to pick one piece of geometry to apply it to, and it's that outside. So even though I've got those other shapes off of KCD, I don't really need them. And let's just go calculate, and we'll turn all this off. We'll run simulation, and we'll preview all toolpaths. And you see what, there we go. So that's basically how it's managed. So even though we have offsets of multiple tools, it's all handled automatically. So it works out really well. So all I really have to have is one of those shapes off the DXF from KCD. All right. Perfect. All right. So that's our shape. And then to do the outside, we just select perimeter cut. All right. Pick the geometry, which would be the outside. Okay. And we'll get that. Okay, it's just telling me it's cutting through. And we simulate that. Okay, so that's basically the toolpaths required to machine the entire shaker door. Okay, so that's really how it works. So now we know where the geometry came from. We brought in the VCarve Pro, but there's something else that we can do that's pretty neat, and we can automate the toolpathing. And let me show you how that works. Now, there's actually a way to automate what I just did. And let me show you what that is. It's a toolpath template, except this one I've named Auto, and I'll show you what the difference is. When I open one of these, down here there's a selector, and here's what the selector does. It says, okay, I want to apply this. So I want to apply this toolpath to closed vectors, that's on a layer named bevel cut. So that's how I picked that layer that it gets applied to. All right, we hit close, and then you would go ahead and calculate. Now here's the beauty of that. All I have to do is redraw it, and there it is. So now it applied that automatically. If we go to simulation, and we'll review that, preview all, and there's our toolpaths done automatically. So think about that. Now I took that information that I got from KCD that has to do with, it was transferred to me by layer names, and then I took a toolpaths, I saved them as a toolpath template, and applied them automatically. So now that's how this gets expedited. Okay, so that comes out great. Now, let's think about wainscoting. Okay, the drawing example I showed you was actually created from KCD, so we went from a KCD created DXF into toolpathing automatically. All right, now, this is the file I created natively in VCarve Pro, because what this video is really about is being able to merge those. So something that I created in VCarve can be merged later. Now, this is wainscoting, and this is very typical, so it's going to be almost 8 feet long. But now, let me show you something. If I select that, it's on a layer named bevel cut. And if I select that, it's on a layer named perimeter cut. So once again, when I created this drawing, I made sure the layers matched what came out of KCD. Now, if that's the case, all I have to do is load this tool set. I'll do the one that says auto. And I hit recalculate. That's telling me I'm cutting through. Okay, and let's look at simulation. And we'll just turn all that off. When we run it on the machine, this is what's going to happen. And there's our door. It's actually a wainscot panel. So you see, as long as I get the layer names right, the automatic toolpathing works on this also. That's what makes this system work, because we copied the toolpaths that were coming out of KCD, and we made everything fit that. Now, let's carry this to the next level. Okay, so we know how the layered DXF was created with KCD, and we also know how we created the wainscot drawing in VCarve Pro and made sure the layers matched. All right, and we also know how automatic toolpath works. All right, now, but we're missing one more thing. How do you bring all these files in together? Let me show you. You go to Gadget, you go to DXF Batch Processor, and it brings this screen up. Now, what it will do is it will actually read every DXF in a folder. In my case, I put all those that I want into a single folder. That could actually be a folder generated in the job by KCD if you wanted to. You would just have to put the files that you created in VCarve Pro in there. And you can use subdirectories, all right? This has to do with when it brings it in where the spacing is, and then this has to do, since there's no job open, there's no material to find, we're going to define it. So our material is 49 by 97, 3/4 thick. It's in inches, all right? So when I hit OK, now it's just telling me that it's going to create the job, and it said there's 7 parts, and there they are. The 6 parts from KCD and the part I drew, right? So what do we do next? Well, we select them, we nest them, and I usually hit preview, what looks good, and say, okay, I'm happy with that. And it actually created 2 sheets because there's too many parts, but this is a perfect example of why this approach makes so much sense. All right, if I'm just making wainscoting, I waste a lot of material because the pieces are always big and there's nothing to do with this. And yeah, I'm going to use it on the next job, and it's never there. Right. But by combining with the smaller files that I create with KCD, I get so much better yield. Now, all right, what do we do after this? Toolpaths, click that. Let's load our toolpaths. We want to load the one that says auto. Okay, now because there's multiple sheets, it says you want to apply to all. Yep. All right, perfect. So it automatically applied to the layers. All right, now this happens to be sheet 2, so I click that. All right, now let's simulate this and see what actually happens. So take the simulation, and we'll do it this way. We'll preview all toolpaths, and there it is. And then here's the scrap piece. Now, instead of having to do all that manually, it would actually done the whole job. All right, now, so we validated. Now, then let's output code. So we come over here, and we'll output code, and I'm going to select sheet 2. You see that populates that. I'm going to save. Now you notice it named it sheet 2 DXF batch layout. So sheet 2 has its own name, then there'll be sheet 3 and so forth. So that's how you get multiple programs, and I save it. And now we're ready to send that file out to CNC Sean. Sean, did you get the files I sent you?
I sure did. I've got all the tools ready to go. Just got to load up some material and we'll be ready to cut.
That's great. Well, this completes part 1 of our shaker door video. Be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel to see part 2. If you have any questions, you can contact us at shopsabre.com.
And be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Thank you for watching.